Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to VRML preseason. This is week 5 going into this easy breezy weekend, at least for today because it's Friday. We've got one match here and it's going to be Instinct versus Ironic.
Should be a good match tonight. I'm really excited to see how Kavichi plays in goal, and I'm really excited to see how Dollar Ranger plays on offense. I think it's going to be a great matchup, and I'm super excited.
Same here. And yes, that voice that you're hearing there is Sputnik. I'm Palidoor, of course, and so much for subtlety on the cams. So we're getting ready to get going here. I think we're all in. Gonna ping the teams, let them know that we're ready to go. And this will be a fun one on this Friday night. So hello to everyone there in the Twitch chat. Good to see ya, figuratively speaking.
It should be a good game from Instinct. They're coming into this game with 50% win rate, definitely trying to get above that 0.5%. And I'm excited to see how this plays out. I said it before, I say it again. This is going to be a great match from two greatly balanced teams. And we're waiting for them to start up, but I can't hold it. I can't hold my excitement. I really love these teams. I really want to see them go at it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it'll be fun. I mean, both these teams, as you mentioned, just starting off at, well, they actually have a identical record and identical MMR here. So we got, 3 wins apiece for both and 1,200 MMR. So like you said, really right across the board, it is on paper an even matchup, and we're hoping for that here. There's been so many incredible matchups throughout the week.
Oh, definitely.
Really, just week to week, seeing even more and more great ones. The one from yesterday, for Blast, they had match versus a Smash Dash. They had one versus Team Gravity, and both of those were absolute barn burners. They were amazing to watch. We had multiple overtimes. We had 1 goal differentials at the end of all these rounds. I mean, it was fantastic. So shout out to that match, those pair of matches. But for today, we're getting ready for this one now. So let's go. And hello to Red Wyvern in the chat, Visionaries, Nillywick, and Meat Baller. So we got some spaghettis in there. We got some Nillies in there. Backlash. And we got some rad people in there.
Here we go.
And I mean that in more ways than one. But launch is out now and going to be taken here by, well, no one sailing past it. Eventually, Kanamara finds it. Or Instinct. Looking for their offensive approach. Taken away by Jason. Out of the way it goes to the other side. Now on the boost, it's recovered here by Kanamara. That will find a pocket pass. And then a back pass, resetting that to Kavichi, playing that back line as he will frequently be.
Orange clears it out of their zone.
I know talking about great goalies, it's hard not to mention him because every single week, I swear, I say something early on about, hey, Kavichi's a great goalie. He does this and this every time. And then within minutes, usually within the first 2 or 3 minutes, he'll get one. But there it is, Dollar Ranger finding the 3. Nonetheless, and getting the first ones for his team over on Ironic.
Looking at both teams, their stacking speed is like identical. They're quickly, like, they balance each other. So it's gonna be interesting to see these breakaways.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, balance across the board on the VRML website, on just the eye tests. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one, and that one's almost going to go on in. Here it's going to be taken, slapped down, but Kavichi probably the easiest save, but it works. See, within a couple minutes, that's still a technical save. So the streak continues. But on the recovery now, it's going to be Jason having it stolen by Kanamara, going down for the 2. And it's now a 1-point game based off that, a couple early scores in the first couple minutes.
13, 12, 11, 10.
Yeah, they just weren't ready for it. They reclaimed it on defense, and before they knew it, Kanamara was boosted right on them, stole it, and scored.
2, 1.
Doing a good job on that speed. It was just end to end. And now just trying to get to the other end, Dollar Ranger. Finding that pass, trying to at least, but it was Kavichi getting it. But now the stun from Callan, going doubles on the heads there. And now getting it to Duller. So Duller finds the bottom pass, but it's going to be intercepted now by Link 1. The clear is being covered there by Duller. So wisely opting for the back pass to Kavichi, who then finds the other tunnel, or at least tries to again, but the haphazard clear will find the hands instead of Duller Ranger, and that is going to be a shot and score 5-2 for Ironic.
Instinct just took their time in the backfield. Duller, played that defense perfectly, made the stop in the backfield, put himself in a great position to score.
6, 5,
Yeah, couldn't ask for anything better there on that end. Just the clear is not able to get through. Couple rough bounces, and well, that was that for that round, that play at least. So Connemara will have an intercept thrown into the hands of CJson. He's going to see the bottom of the floor where the boosted players try and recover here. Maybe get on the scoreboard again, if they're lucky at least. But a nice back pass will find the way to CJson over on the pack. And now resetting towards mid as some of the defense encroaches a little bit past the bubble. You see Link 1 defending out there. But now good cross over to Duller, but great save there. Connemara was there. Kavichi was there. Pretty much everyone was there. Getting their hands all over the disc. And now again, Zeus comes back for a clear right on through the bottom. Now off this fast boost, it will be a 2. And back to a 1-point game we go.
Great save by Connemara Chaos. It didn't register on the scoreboard, but we all knew he got it.
Well, you knew he got it. I was hoping I got it. I was all zoomed in on the players. I'm like, okay, that looked like Connemara. Pretty sure it was, but there are so many in the goal there. That defense for Instinct just absolutely collapsing on the disc there to save it. So it's a good job, but collapsing now on Kavichi's head. So instead of 3, save there, blocked out. Denied. Zeus and Connemara's stat getting through there for the grab. Back to the hands, though, of Blue. Just Ironic getting a second chance. Gotta love those fast boosts and right into the defensive plays. Those are really hard to get as goalies, as I'm sure a lot of us know. It's a pain.
Both teams play very strong transitional play. And it's really good to see this back and forth. You don't see many teams this well balanced.
Yeah, for sure. And, well, so far the score staying pretty balanced. It's kind of goal for goal, just trading back and forth. No one pulling ahead by too much right now, but the Stacks trying to at least pull ahead for the defensive play. But Zeus will find Connemara over there in the tunnel. The Stacks still looming there, trying not to get stunned out, but just find a disc instead. But they will get broken up, so this could be good news here for Instinct. But instead, it's better news for Ironic. Maybe. As the clear actually bounces right back. So a couple more clears that just don't go where they need to be. Seeing it a little bit from both teams. That might hurt them here as they go backboard, but it is Callan there. But right back on the rebound. Link 1 going in there for the 1-point lead.
Great save. But Link 1 read that clear, and he just put it right back in.
Yeah, the path was clear for him. I mean, he got the clear and then just found himself with a nice avenue because the defense there just out of position based off of all that heavy play, getting the save and then just leaving the goal exposed for that briefest of seconds to enable the shot. So speaking of single shots, we'll find a nice pass for another one, and that's right back to a 1-point lead over there on Ironic. So again, trading goal for goal, blow for blow. This is just as even as we thought it might be.
Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better game.
And just the first round so far. About 3.5 left in this one. Kavichi rolling on through here and opting for, it looks like a bit of a short rollout. They have a triangle positioning set, but all on their side of the field. Now working their way to the upper midfield area there on the blue side. And the pass, bits astray, being punched out there, contested by Duller, getting some stuns. Very well done, in fact, pressuring a lot of these tough passes, and as a result, we'll find a clear, so perhaps a turnover situation, and maybe in position to take a bigger lead yet for the 3, and they will jet down the floor for it. 4-point lead now.
14, 13.
Yeah, good clear, and the goalie and defender boosted right back out to support single shot in case he missed that. So they had a good chain of defense and offense.
Yeah, both of these teams finding their stacks with some efficiency here.
throws it way
I mean, the
down.
pacing, you know, not I wouldn't call it breakneck, but every time they need to be fast, they've been fast. When they need to be slow, they're trying to be slow. So it's very kind of a controlled game in that sense. Here, as we get a pass up to the nest, over to the shoulder, and rolling on over. Can't make the grab, so he does try and back it out, but that's a bit of a tough catch. But so now it's going to be a game of those stacks, aforementioned stacks, and in position here to recover. Kavichi finds it for Instinct. Kanamara trying to get out the way and find some passing lanes as they go for the deep. Perhaps shot. Will it be on the mark? It's not, but rebounded here by Link One, and he'll have a opportunity that's going to be very tightly contested. Doesn't matter. He gets that one in to make it a 2-point gap now.
14.
Terrific shot. He started twisting into it, made it hard to read for the goalie. The goalie thought it was going to go right, and it went a little far left and went right into that corner.
That was a very risky attempt. It did pay off for them off that backboard, but that was essentially one Instinct player versus 4 Ironic players all in that bubble. So that was a tough one, but you know what? Timely with a minute and a half.
Blue sends it back the other way.
Now doing anything they can to try and grow their lead.
Orange team has the
But meanwhile, for Instinct doing all that they can to maybe just come back here. Zeus collecting it. A tough, clear pass. Maybe would find the hands of Link One. He does slap it through, but that's another interception. So tough turn of events. And at the moment now, time kind of on the side of Ironic. They just need to bide their time and not throw a turnover. That one was almost. So Ironic playing patiently, trying to evade all that defense. There's less than a minute left. And at this point, we got to start playing the pressure here no matter what, because the thing is, if they score, this is going to be very damaging. That's a good save, but no! A punch almost saving the goal. But then Callan finding that little slap just before the second stun. And that will be a 4-point lead. And this is why I was saying, for Ironic, they really needed to pressure, or for Instinct rather, they needed to pressure harder, because clock winding down and one more shot was going to basically cave them in for this round, which it seems like it may have.
Ironic just played to their strengths. They had great positioning, great pacing, waited for the team to get out of position, and then struck.
15 seconds remaining.
And now a nice strike with a fist anyway from Kanamara. Will find maybe a rebounded goal, but no, Zeus cannot get that throw, and so Duller will clear it down the way. That's going to be pretty straight, just a little bit high. And with that, a 4-point victory, 12-8
That's the round.
for Ironic in the
Blue
first.
walks away with the W.
Yeah, as you said earlier, Instinct really should have played with more intensity within the last 2 minutes. They weren't playing like a team that was down, and they should have taken advantage of the little time they had and played offensively on defense.
And that's always just one of the tougher balances. Sometimes for teams is just, you know, you have your game plan that is great for 9 out of 10 minutes, maybe, but sometimes it's just hard making that active adjustment in, you know, real time, where it's like, okay, we're down by this many points, we have this much time, we know that this, you know, 15 seconds or so is going to pass off the clock off a goal. So it's, you know, the clock management when you are playing from a situation that you're behind, and just knowing when you have to kind of throw your 9-minute game plan out the window and just start pushing and forcing the defense or the offense to react to your defense and get that turnover.
Yeah, sometimes when you're down, you just have to turn off the thinking switch and just play aggressively and just chase. And you want to put that offense under pressure. Don't allow them to set up. Don't allow them to play to their pacing, and push them onto the back heel.
14, 13,
Yeah, definitely. And it's something I think
9,
teams will get a lot,
7,
I guess, collected and better with. Obviously, just starting this new format 4v4 this preseason, there's a lot of unknowns in the air, but I think as more and more teams are finding their strides and finding out exactly what the meta is and what positioning should be like in 4v4, you're going to see more of those advanced strategies and the clock management, things like that coming into play. But now coming into play on this second round, going to be Kanamara backing it out to Kavichi. So Kavichi looking for another pass, just working it up very nicely. Controlled fashion, off the backboard, not quite, but rebounded. Zeus again. This time that rebound will go in.
That was a great play, great positioning from Instinct. You know, had he not, he had a pass and he had the ability to get the rebound. So Zeus was in the right position at the right time.
4, 3, 2,
And it's kind of like I say for a lot of these games, lately especially, is just reinforcing how very important. As a nice turnover is caused here, actually, Kanamara. So I'll get back to that in a second, because right now, we might be finding ourselves another goal in a second. Zeus is just going to gently sail that through as the stack approaches from behind. That's 4 early points now in the second for Instinct.
13, 12,
But
11,
getting back to what I was saying, just emphasizing how important the extra shot opportunities are, because we're seeing some good defensive plays, but if teams can't get the clears, if they're allowing the offense to get multiple attacks on the goal in the same, the same set, then they're going to score most of the time. So if you position yourself out like Zeus did and has on all sides of the goal when you do attack, if you have someone on the left, someone in the center, you have someone in the right, then maybe even one in the backfield, you have a very, very good chance as an offensive team to get the rebound off a missed shot.
Yeah, and that's only going to come with time as these teams, like you said, as they develop.
But now looking for maybe a shot to develop. It will be crossing over. Kanamara gets stunned there. Duller gonna find it maybe off the wall, just beneath him. Finds it, and then one more, but knocked off the head of C. Jason, so that's unfortunate turnaround, but luckily turning around and getting the stun on Zeus now, as well as Kanamara, C. Jason, and Duller trying to undo the light misplay there. Yet more pressure coming through here in the center midfield area. Gets dished out there. Callan finding a punch, and will find the disc.
I think this is...
Go ahead.
I think this is a turning point where you're going to start seeing a lot more physical play from both teams.
Oh, that was a nice shot there off of some physical play. We saw a lot of brawls going on at the other end before finally the clear got through and eventually into the hands of Single Shot for that shot. And it is a 4-3 lead for Instinct still, though, on the joust advantage now.
You could see Jason just turn it up a notch and just start going for the stuns.
teams have cleared the launchers.
Yeah, a lot of capable brawlers on their team, and defenders overall. Instinct has been very, very good on offense over the weeks, or on defense, and on offense too. Just brawling, getting those saves, protecting their 2-point area once they're inside the bubble, giving a lot of people trouble. I mean, Instinct has had some great games. Talked about those close ones earlier. I mean, there was that one game, I think it was between them and Atlas going in, though, at last. Kanamara Chaos gets that one done. But I want to say it was Instinct versus Atlas, maybe Rampage, but maybe 2 weeks ago. One of my favorite games of the season. It was a really, really tight match. And now looking just to maybe build upon it on the defensive end here. Talk about how good Instinct has been on defense. See if they can come across it here. Kavichi there in the goal, looking to make a play, and he does! So there you go. Doing what he does.
Great save, great read.
And forcing that, tough shot from a little bit further out than maybe they would like, but still, Kavichi, absolutely, if you give him those opportunities to save those, he'll get a whole lot of them, believe me. Link 1 will find himself free. That's going to be a bit low, so recovered on the other end by Callan. And now with a player in tow, finding the clear. But can they get the regrab? No, because Zeus actually in the back line bothering the stack there. So good job by Ironic to recover. Good job by Ironic to find the disc. And now the shot. Callan on the dot. It is a 1-point game once more.
Checking the stats, you can see the stuns going farther up. Easily leading the pack with Duller Ranger with 22 and Zeus with 21.
And right now, I mean, across both teams, they're basically both on track to have 100 stuns apiece here. Just collectively, well over, in fact, and we'll see if that continues, but they're definitely heavy-handed. And coming in heavy-handed is Zeus. Mighty shot and attacking the goalie there for another 2. So back up by 3 goes Instinct.
Instinct had some good stuns, and they were able to put all of their guys up front for a 3v1 against the goalie.
And just to answer the question earlier from Cruisin', sorry I had missed that. So much for subtleties on the cameras today. By the way, so he's gotten back into it this week, and we're glad to have him. And also glad to have the disc, Kavichi, right here, Link 1 behind him, and being approached on by Kellen, so a clear it will be. Gonna be taken now by Zeus, actually finding a bounce of a shot. Will not quite make that, so the recovery and the clear off to see Jason. He's gonna take a deep shot, lighting it up, and not lighting it up though, but maybe the rebound will go, but no, Kavichi, again the save.
Throws it way downfield.
Just a madman on the defensive end. Week to week, he does not disappoint. Callan here, gonna go for that crossover though, and that one's gonna make it tough for any save. See Jason finding a way.
14, 13,
Both teams have great positioning. You know, they're making these great moves. When they take the time to set up,
7, 6,
they're scoring most of the time.
5, 4,
That was a great setup by them on Ironic. No matter what goalie you're going against, it is significantly harder to save those shots when they're coming off of cross passes right into the near vicinity of the goal. Once you're within a few feet, those cutting passes, because of the peripheral vision or maybe the lack of it sometimes, it just makes it so hard to actually get a read on the disc off those passes. So nice job by Ironic to find good opportunities.
You know, screen passes make everything much harder, but the fact that the one-timer happens, that makes it so much more difficult for the goalie.
And now going in for a back pass, and again playing some nice spacing, patient offense. Just look at their positioning all over the place. That shot a little bit rushed perhaps though. Kind of too far out, and that one's going to be another save. And those are really the shots you don't want to take against goalies, at least if you can't help it, or unless you're Joker. But taking those kind of shots against Kavichi from that far out will be definitely problematic for a lot of players.
Kavici's a fantastic predictive goalie. If you have a wind-up in your throw, and you're throwing it from 12 meters, he's going to read it and he's going to save it.
That's what he's been doing so far here in the first couple rounds. Now it is 8-7. We're under 2 minutes left as getting the grab is Zeus. He'll have Kanemaru just on the opposite side, so soft pass on over, trying to evade the stack, but rolling him over and taking it over. Deller Ranger now for Ironic. Right back to Kanemaru, a back pass to Kavichi. He's trying to find a clear or a pass, but it's going to be ricocheted all over the place before it finally finds a place in Callan's hands. So now one of those ebbs and flows of Echo Arena where it goes from slow and steady to sudden chaos. All the teams just unable to handle the disc for more than a few seconds. Now maybe trying to change that. Kavichi taking place in the goal. His team is up by 1. So they got to hold on to this thread of a lead right now. With some patient play, they can. For Ironic, on the other hand, they need, it's the same exact thing we found, Instinct with in the first round, right? We said as it approached that final minute. Now, what are they going to do on defense? Coming in here, though, with some offense. And that was some great defense. Callan keeping the team alive, perhaps with that save. If they can find a clear, a boost, anything of the sorts. I mean, one goal here will be damaging for either team. So Ironic, they will find it. That was a deep one again, going to be intercepted. Luckily, the back line had still been in the bubble. So another clear, trying to find it. Deller Ranger will. Fast boost coming in, trying to recover there. Deller Ranger coming through, getting stunned. So Kavichi now, he doesn't have a back pass. Opts for the forward one instead, and it will go deep into the other side of the floor. It is a 1-point lead. Recovered here by Callan, and now cleared again, but only into the top pocket. So time not on their side. And with that one, they'll have one last Hail Mary opportunity. There is a goalie back in the back line, and with that, we will be seeing a 1-point victory for Instinct, meaning we're going to a third round to determine the winner.
You know, I said it earlier. I said this was going to be a great match, and it panned out to be like that. This is great. I want to see who prevails in the third round.
And it is pretty much anyone's game at this point, as expected. And so far leading the way, well, for Ironic, it's 6 points for both Callan and Single Shot. 5 saves for Callan as well. See Jason coming through with 2 points, 2 assists and a save, and 30 stuns. Deller Ranger with 5 points, 31 stuns. For Instinct side, they got Kanemaru and Zeus with 6 points apiece, so kind of mirroring the duo over there on Ironic side. There's also 2 assists for Kanemaru, a couple steals. Link 1 has 4 points and an assist. A steal, 23 stuns. Kavichi, 3 saves and 11 stuns. I'm pretty sure Kavichi has more than that as far as the saves go, but nonetheless, doing some good work.
I wanted to comment on that. I'm sure Kavichi made more than 3 saves. He had, 1 terrific backboard save within the bubble. He had some great predictive saves, in front of the goal, and he just made some great moves all around.
14, 13, 12,
Yeah, the save stat in particular, a wee bit inconsistent at times and makes it a little bit, I don't know. Sometimes you have goalies who, like, oh man, that was an insane round by him. He probably has like a half a dozen saves, and then you look at it and it's like 2 or 3. And there's other times where you look at it and it's like, oh, that person probably has a couple saves. He got a couple nice ones, and then he has like 7. It's like, what? So, But going by the stat sheet, going by the eye test rather, we know that Kev has a great deal of them so far in these 2 rounds. But the third one now underway, about 20 seconds in, and possession going here to Instinct. So rolling up that floor, the slow bounce might find a teammate, but instead a back pass will get to Callan. Callan going towards that tunnel, stack forming in the back line there. A shot going through, but just a bit off, hitting the island. Now finding it on the Pac-Man is Kanemaru. So Kanemaru, again, working on the 6 points, tied for the high on his team. Just trying to find a clear, however, right now. But instead intercepted by Duller Ranger, who gets it off to C. Jason. Now cross pass, and here's that nice spacing that we've seen from Ironic. But better on the passing lanes was Zeus. Gets it through.
Great move by Zeus. He stole a boost off an enemy player and just read that passing lane and put himself right there.
That's that defense, again, from Instinct at play. You can see them. Even in scenarios like that one. Zeus, speaking of the man, there he goes with a pass over to Pac-Man. Kanemaru rolling on downwards. Link does not get the grab, so single shot will sling it out of there. And now a game of boost once more. Callan gets there first. Bit of a rush shot perhaps, but will find the hands of C. Jason on the rebound, putting it back for the first 2.
I know Instinct's not happy with that. All their players were in the right space, but they just didn't communicate who was going for the disc, allowing C. Jason to pick it up and dish it right in.
And that was a tough grab too. It was some heavy traffic. There were a few players right up there in his face, but still managed to find that tap and find the goal. So beautiful shots off that effort, and now off the offense, Zeus coming in. Finds Link, maybe one of those opportunities, and he'll get that one done, just taking the defense slightly off guard.
Yeah, behind the back shot, hard to read. Goalie didn't even react to it in time. Great move.
And the important thing there, too, off that pass, so it was Zeus giving him the assist when he was anchored over in the corner. And the important thing is, immediately when he caught that, he immediately made the move towards the goal while the defense was still off balance. And he actually got the shot off about 0.2 of a second, it seemed like, before the stack was able to return. So it was that decisiveness that actually really bought them the goal. Just like that one, really decisive on the shot. Might have been offline, but I mean, it was the right move. You're slinging the shots, these passes, before the defense actually has time to get in place.
And there's a trade-off. Sometimes you throw it before you yourself even have the chance to get set up. So it's a risky maneuver.
Yeah, it's a balance, and certainly certain players, certain strikers will be a lot more comfortable at it than others. So it is kind of a game of percentages, kind of like, well, here goes a shot. That's going to be off. They do have some people spacing out. But just kind of like, say, in basketball or something, where certain players are happy to take the pull-up threes in transition, and they're really good at it. Other players, maybe not so much. They'll opt for the set shots. Either way, though, just a game of opportunity and trying to take an opportunity, but unable to, at least on the first attempt. The rebound will go to Kavichi, off to Kanemaru, now deep down low for the reverse alley-oop dunk. Nice.
Callan and Zeus were fighting for a good few seconds. Callan gave him the stun. He had that invulnerability, and he came right back and dunked it in. So sometimes it's not worth it to challenge the guy that's dunking, because if you give him that invulnerability, he's going to stay right there and he's going to slam it right back in.
Yeah, it's pretty tough on those kind of challenges where you have someone below you on the goalpost or above you, whatever the case may be. It's really important for the defense to actually pressure whoever's holding the disc. That's kind of how you deny the dunks, because usually it takes a while. As again, formation here, Duller going in for the tie again. So there you go, back and forth all night long in this 3-game series.
These are some perfectly placed shots, a lot of great pocket shots that are insanely difficult to read and react to.
Yeah, right from that corner and finds the way. Impressive. But as I was getting at, though, on those attempts where you have someone going for the dunk, defense needs to pressure whoever has the disc outside the bubble. That's how you deny it. You know, force an early pass, and it's unlikely to get through because there's usually so much traffic in between the QB and wherever that dunker is. So just don't give them time to line up anything on the passing end. But that's it. 4-4 game here in this third round. It's 1-1 across the first 2 rounds. So we began this series, this stream, by saying how even it was, and nothing explained better than just looking at the stat screen right now. That's exactly how it is and how it continues to be right now. Finding themselves open for one more cross opportunity. Rebounded, though, off a great positioning and finding the goal there. 6 points to 4 for Ironic.
You know, these teams have very similar play styles, and you know, it's great to see how they interact and they adapt to each other.
Absolutely. And you remember how earlier I said, on offense, if you have someone positioned left and somewhere in center, you know, around nest or barrier, and then someone on right, so each lane's covered, you have a very good chance of getting the rebounds. And that's exactly what happened. You know, it was a missed opportunity, but because they had one basically in the appropriate lanes, covering all the lanes, they got the rebound, they got the goal. And that's what you need to do on offense. It's all about the positioning.
You know, in doing that, you have to put trust in your teammate to know that he's there. So it's you know, it takes time to develop that.
Yeah, and it's something we didn't even see at all in the first couple weeks, honestly, at least not from the vast majority of teams. And yet now, week to week, as this meta unfolds, as these teams get better and better and more comfortable with the format, with each other, the team chemistry, we're seeing so much more of those metas develop. It's really fascinating to watch. But now trying to play out for this one. They're down by 2 here over on Instinct. Finding the disc is Kavici. See the one stack kind of retreating back. Meanwhile, see Jason up top just pressuring a quick pass and maybe forcing a turnover as a result. So good job by them. Duller Ranger finding the disc. He'll be pressured now, going bottom of the floor, deep into the 2-point area. That's going to take a bounce a little bit past the goal, however. And right back at him is Instinct. So back and forth, some changing of possessions, but no scores yet for the last minute or so.
You know, a lot of strong passing play, but they just can't finish in the bubble.
So maybe trying to do just that. Now that's going to be a tough pass that they will actually catch. That was through some traffic, certainly, but going in with no certainty. Callan, he was sure of that shot being saved, getting a clutch grab there. 2.5 minutes left, but it's going to go right back to Link 1. What a beautiful one-on-one save there at the goal.
Yeah, absolutely terrific. Can't say anything better.
Oh, but what's not better is that crash that just happened off the shot. So Zeus taking that one. There's about 2:11 off of that shot, I believe. So tied up, I can only assume we're going to get a reset. Which on that note, stat sheet real quick, I'm going to look at 10 points for Zeus. 6 apiece, Callan single shot. And there's a rematch. Okay, I got some of it.
You know, Callan made a great save. His teammate wasn't able to get the stun because, you know, the offender was, you know, spinning and dancing. And that makes it so difficult to read the arm movement of the shooter. But Callan read it, reacted, and saved it. And easily the best save of the game.
Yeah, just at an opportune moment also. I'm just trying to at least inform the teams, nothing else, that it was 2:11 on the clock. It was tied up 6-6. 2:11, 6-6. That sounded all good. Who had possession there? It was Instinct who made the shot, I believe. Yes, so.
Yes, you're correct.
All right. There we go. Okay.
cruising there. There are no more games later tonight. This is the only game of Friday night.
Yeah, just the one game. I know I mentioned yesterday. I mentioned yesterday how Friday and Sundays are always packed, it seems like, week to week. But this Friday, just a little bit easier on the scheduling load, which, you know, that's fine. Because you know what? Saturday, we have 2 games. Sunday, we have 18 games. So, yeah. I'm stressing just thinking about it. But looking forward to it all the same. There's a lot of great matches scheduled for Sunday.
Sunday's going to be intense. We're going to need everybody on board to handle that workload.
Yep, and we got a lot of casters, new casters and cameramen, women being trained as we speak. Started last weekend, and so just trying to get them integrated. We've already seen the debut of Zux on casting, Radrumba. He had a match, a Shepherd as well, earlier in the week. So we already saw 3 new casters this week making their vocal debuts.
Yeah, it's been great to see the community effort. Everyone's out here supporting the one game that we truly love. And, you know, we're all following the lead that Palidoor has set with 102 matches. And, you know, we're all excited for the season to begin. The preseason was such a great idea from VRML. It's been great to watch these teams develop, and with that chemistry that you used to see be developed in the ESL seasons that took weeks, you know, now it's going to be fresh. Everyone's going to be fresh for the season start, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, couldn't say it better myself. This whole thing has been really fun to watch. As I said, watching these teams develop week to week has been, I mean, you said the 102, by the way, 103. There was just one match that wasn't confirmed. Not that I'm counting. Why would I be counting? But anyways, but over the course of those 100-some matches, the point is, I think I could, like, you know, attest to the fact that teams are absolutely improving week to week. I've seen the growth in the meta. I've seen the growth in individuals. You know, different stories playing out in that regard. But even though with all those games, you know, sometimes it gets all jumbled up in the head in the mix and stuff. I know across the board, week to week, it is absolutely getting better and better, and it's so fun to watch. That's why I keep doing it.
Well, also the quality of our camera persons, you know, in terms of they know the sport, they know how to, you know, they know how to capture it, and everything's so much better than it was before. So it's so much easier to follow the play. It's so much easier to understand the game, and watching these teams blossom, watching these teams grow, that's the beautiful part of it.
Absolutely. And you know what? Well, one of these teams, they're about to blossom here in the final 2 minutes of play. This is round 3. Everyone's back in the game, and they've got a lot to prove here. It's been an even matchup for this entirety of the last 28 minutes of gameplay, essentially. And
catches the enemy pass.
you know, next score here, any save here, every single play, ever the more crucial as these seconds tick by. Zeus is gonna try and fly on by with that pass, getting it over to Kanemaru. Kanemaru going down low, back to Zeus. Some patient work up the floor. 3 defenders there for Ironic, all trying to pressure loosely, at least zone, but getting it through nonetheless on the offense. This is some great passing play in a complete triangle. They're just working it up the floor with some grace. But as I say that pass, kind of cursing it, commentators curse perhaps, going on through. And on the other side, maybe finding their stride. And finally recollected by Duller. So again, now we're up to, well, down to a minute left, minute 4 seconds and counting. Duller Ranger will have the disc, finding that pass down low to the elbow and up top, but past the hands, could not get the catch. Duller Ranger also will have it snatched right out of there by Kanemaru. That is a huge save, but even a bigger punch coming in there at the last opportune time here just to keep the offense on Ironic side. Now you got to wonder if maybe these teams want to find that last goal. Oh, a save! Cavici, he does it again in the clutch.
Tremendous save, great effort.
What a save, doing absolute unbelievable work as he always does and at the most opportune times. But again, the defense coming here, cutting it off. Duller Ranger finding it, supplying it to single shot. They only need a single shot. Kavichi gets the grab. He gets the clear. And it's going to be out of here. There's 10 seconds left. A boost down here could win the game, but no, it's going to be taken away by C. Jason. So we're looking at an overtime situation in the third. Could it be any better than this?
Great play from Kavichi. That's what I'm talking about. That's great stuff. Great reading. He read the passes. He cut off the screen pass in front of goal. He made the forward stop. These are great moves, and this is great play, and I can't say enough.
That was some heroic defense there, not only from Kavichi at the goal, but his teammates as well, cutting off the passing lanes. Just doing all that they can off this first joust. So this is going to be dangerous because there's 2 players stuck back there for Instinct. So on the approach with a full 4, Ironic needs to go full force into the goal. But missed opportunity. Kavichi's going to tap that out of there into the hands of Callan. So right back it'll go on the attack. Trying to take advantage here. It's C. Jason for the win. 8-6. Ironic.
As the players celebrate, I can't say enough. This was a great game. 2 great teams. They played well. Kavichi made some amazing stops. He's my MVP. Great goalie play. He kept his team in it. And great game to both teams.
Fantastic game. It played out exactly how we said it would, essentially. We started off the stream saying it will be even across the board. Guess what? It was even across the dang board. I mean, when you're looking at, we lost the stats, obviously, after the restart, but, the scoring differentials were very similar. The individual contributions, quite similar. The round counts, just trading goal for goal. No one really pulling away by a big margin at any point. And then finally to the round 3, overtime game. That is textbook if you talk about close matches.
Yeah, I think what was the main differential, what really provided Ironic the win, was the advantage of their faster boosting. Instinct made some great saves. Kavichi made some great saves and cleared it, but they just weren't able to capitalize on some of his saves, and I think it put them at a disadvantage.
And just off that overtime joust as well, Instinct had gone for it. Ironic got there first, but the problem was that the Instinct stack. So one got stunned out at mid, the other one flew deeper into the back line on the blue side. So basically on that approach there for Ironic, they were going 4-on-2, and Kavichi did manage to dive out and cause a brief little set of disarray for Ironic, but they still collected in time to find the defense more or less off balance, and they found a nice opportunity. They got the game winner. And for as heroic as those saves were from Kavichi all throughout the game, and especially late in the third round, just that final one managing to go through there for C. Jason.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here shrugging my shoulders. Well, not shrugging them, but this was a good game. I'm satisfied. This is what I wanted to see tonight.
Yeah, shrugging your shoulders like, no big deal. This is just another game of VRL. We're used to these great games. You know what? I'll never get tired of them. And I agree with you. This is what we want to see. It's great.
Yeah, and I couldn't be happier. Great game from both teams. In my opinion, they're both winners.
Yeah, well, fans certainly are. Every time you see these awesome games, I know everyone watching and us casting, we definitely win. But in any case, congratulations to both teams, but to Ironic, congratulations for the win on the night. So they will go up 4-3 on the season for them, pulling ahead there. And on the inverse side, Instinct will fall to 3-4. So, I'm looking forward to seeing more of their matches later in the week. I know for Ironic's side, they actually have the on Sunday at 12:45 p.m. Central Time. Ironic challenged Alpha Ducks from EU, so we actually have a cross-region challenge match that we're looking to cast there on Sunday. And that should be an interesting one, if nothing else, just for the fact that it's the first cross-region challenge match.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to hear their comms when they blurt out in anger when latency isn't on their side.
Well, the fans at home and on Twitch won't hear it, but you and I just might. But it'll be fun to watch. I'm thinking, and just intriguing if nothing else.
Oh, most definitely, and I look forward to it.
So with that said, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. That was one heck of a Friday night delight. And just the game, only one for the day, but it's still the best, even if it is by default. That would have been the best in any other situation, most likely. Thank you for joining us. I've been Palidoor, joined by
No,
SputnikKobra.
Yeah,
Sorry I took it for you.
Bye bye.
Wait, so much for subtlety as well, though. You got to give him his just dues. Fantastic job on the cams. And with that said, now we will end the stream. Good night.